Top of the top. What's up? What's up? We back. We up. We up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Back to the saga, y'all. Back to the saga. Shout out to everybody that's up this morning, live tapped in, whatever you got going on. Shout out to the people that's up and motivated. It's about that time. It feel like the fall. That's where we at, I guess. Whatever. We back. We gonna talk about it. Let's go, y'all. What's up? Top of the top. Intro. Good to see everybody this morning. We're going to jump into it. Shout out to everybody that's up once again. Appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Cash App, donations, like button. Most important thing is a like button. And people that leave comments and people that participate in the chat. Also, I'm going to let y'all know. I don't know if y'all know this, but when I told y'all YouTube making changes. Yeah, YouTube got this thing now called top fans. Well, you know, I don't look at people as fans, but it really, in my opinion, it means top supporters. Something like that. But yeah, YouTube got that going on now. So YouTube is basically exposing which, like, if y'all are real supporters or not. And who the real supporters are. It's a fact. I told you everything gonna change. When y'all saw y'all names changing, I told you your pattern gonna be traced. I told y'all everything. But I just noticed it this week. It got this thing called your top fans, your top people. And I'm gonna be honest, it was people in the top I didn't have no clue. So shout out to y'all, the top supporters that's in the back. Then a lot of y'all, I was disappointed. I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. But it's the truth. They do got this. They got top. You can tell. Hey, as content creators, we know who our real supporters are now. We know at the top for real. That's what it is. So I also have to start acknowledging the people that's at the top, or the top support. I got to start acknowledging y'all. So I just figured it out when I told y'all they're making all these changes. So a lot of stuff I don't know about. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna start making announcements of the top people of the week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna jump into it. Thank y'all very much. Yeah, and, like even the top support, I don't think it's not even. I don't even think it's based on money. I think it's based on it's not. I know for a fact it's not based on donations because I saw people named that I never saw donating. Meaning I don't know what they do behind the scenes, but I don't know if it got to do with people that watch the most stuff. I don't know, but I just wanted y'all to know everything I said is playing out. Cause we up. All right, y'all. We gonna get into it, man. I think we're gonna have a little fun today. Once again, the end of an era. Freaky generation. That's right. We're going to go into the mothers of this. Gayle and Oprah once again. Don't forget, Gayle and Oprah also promoted We Not Grandmothers. Remember, they started that trend too. Oprah started that trend. They started that trend, y'all. Hang out to your 70s. Hang out and kick it. What's up? What's up? Thank you very much, RT. Yeah. We about to look at the big web, the big tangle web they had over everybody. When y'all finally get to see they all connected, and like I said, they all one big family. Only thing that happened was throughout the years, they family fell out. Just like our family. Their families just fell out. You know, if in a family, you got different sides. You got the in-laws, you got your family, but you might fall out with a lot of people within all families. That's all this shit is. And that's why after this 30-year process, we can see that. Well, we're going to be talking about today how Gayle King got roasted. All right, we already spoke about the other day, Charlamagne. Not Gayle King. But people on this channel and everywhere else, you should be smart and know that they're all connected because it's by way of Oprah. Charlamagne's with the team. But you now can start to get the concept of when I tell you these people understood controlling media. They all control media, y'all, together, which created this bubble when 44 got elected. So I'm going to tell y'all again, if some of y'all do not break out of that world y'all was in, and you still in it to this day, because it was laid out on this internet. When you heard about change, it's changed everybody. A lot of y'all been talking about all this I'm not gonna go there, but people talk about anti this, anti that. It was really only one people that became anti. Remember that part. It was a people, they lived a certain way. Life was different a certain way for them, but they was all about changing, and they were all about other things. So it's certain people, well, all people that went against how they was raised and went against their household, you are the people that really became anti. You are anti. If you went totally opposite from how you was raised, you're anti. So what I'm telling you, everything got flipped into this anti-world, which I call backwards, whatever you want to call it. But today I'm going to show you where it all comes from. And it didn't stop because it's a big web. Everybody's caught up in this web now. You know you get caught up in that web, it's hard to get out. So a lot of people, they in the web, y'all. Yeah, the web that was set a long time ago. It was set 30 years. It was set a long time. We're going to get into it today. Long story short, you're going to see these big names that they all had their name in media, which is really what, y'all? Influence. So this is why you're going to see everybody with influence get a sock put in their mouth. But we already been covering it from day one. So I already knew that Gayle King, this was going to be her last year because she been in a 10-year contract. But basically the president says she has no talent and it's time for her to get off TV anyway. Because don't forget, he got the money. They sued CBS because CBS was one of the main people, one of the main platforms bashing them. CBS is dedicated to bashing. So somehow they all ain't gonna have no job. That's one thing. We also gonna talk about y'all favorite concert, y'all favorite blogger, Jason Lee and them. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all once again your Instagram world. Because the news about Jason Lee and Tiffany Haddish, they got some baby. I didn't really know about it till I went underground. All right, y'all, we're going to get into it today. Top of the top, this intro. Hey, shout out to everybody. Let's go. Let's go. All right. The freaky tales. The freaky tales of grandma. Gayle King and them, man. That's right. The original industry dots. Talking about Black Hollywood. So we're going to get into a journey because it's all connected. Everything been connected from day one, y'all. Huh? You don't think Jay-Z was behind bringing R. Kelly down? You don't think Jay-Z was trying to bring R. Kelly down from when they supposed to went on tour? You know, you're going to see somehow anybody that might have had any dirt on Jay-Z or know his history was a star before him or was somebody before him. Somehow he made a way to try to get rid of him. In my opinion, I'm going to say Jay-Z had a lot to do with this whole R. Kelly thing from day one. Yeah. Yup. So now you're going to see that they're a big family, but they've been falling out. Let's go. Also, A$AP Rocky and Spike Lee, they got a movie. Spike Lee got a movie. Thank you very much. Spike Lee got a new movie with A$AP Rocky and Denzel. Check it out. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Check it out. Now, remember when I said Denzel been reduced. He been doing Hollywood plays. But I'm also showing you how Denzel is going back to where he started from. Because he started from Spike Lee. When I was telling you that, they're not big on that level no more. I also don't know if this movie coming out in the movies, but I wanted to show you that if Spike Lee didn't go to Denzel for a job, he wouldn't be getting another job. So now, and it's also a remake of a movie made already. Long story short, Denzel, A$AP Rocky in a movie by Spike Lee, a Spike Lee movie. I think it's a Netflix movie. But I want to be sure, though. Salute to everybody that's up, man. It's a good vibe out here. Trust me on that. Just all you got to do is don't watch a lot of that crazy stuff. You'll be all right. So anyway, Denzel Washington, he has been reduced. I also think his stock is His stock went down. That's why Spike Lee was able to afford him. They working with each other because they all know it's over, y'all. So that's just what it's about. Now, once I get the solid proof on exactly where this movie is coming out on, that's when I'm going to know the official status. But I'm willing to bet my life it's not going to be in the big theaters. Thank you very much, Miss Solara. Thank you very much. Check it out. Like I said, nobody's going to escape the dealer. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Nobody's going to escape the dealer, y'all. So you'll see Denzel had a head full of black hair. But as soon as he got accused of being at Diddy parties, somehow Denzel got old real fast. He got fat. He got old fast. I think he tried to play the sympathy card too. Yes, y'all. See, we got to remember, A$AP Rocky wasn't around a lot of that stuff. So that's why he see, really, I think it's more or less like this A$AP Rocky get a chance to star, but Denzel is in it to make the movie official. And, you know, they collaborating in it. Just giving y'all an update of what's going on, y'all. It's looking bad, but hopefully it's a good movie. Let's go to y'all grandmother now. All right? Let's go. Yo, y'all, they got away with a lot. They did a lot of dirt, man. That's why y'all people don't get the fun I'm getting off of this. I know all the dirt they did, or allegedly. I seen a lot of stuff, and now I get to see all this embarrassment. Because what? They didn't want to step down, right? When I said they was going to just keep getting money, Gayle was in a 10-year contract. So that's why they contracts and their money was so solidified that they knew they was good, y'all. That's what I'm telling you. They knew they was good. They was able to get away with a lot. See, even with R. Kelly, I know the truth. See, I know the truth of the whole R. Kelly thing, see. Meaning the whole thing with R. Kelly, the truth is, y'all, he was supposed to go to jail the first time. See, he was supposed to go to jail the first time, period. Once he was on that tape, and he went to court, what that was like, 07, somewhere around there in the beginning, he was supposed to go to jail back then. So, I know what's up. Long story short, y'all saw R. Kelly living his life. Y'all saw everything was regular. But see, this is what people didn't catch. If Gayle and Oprah and them didn't get behind that, hold on, y'all, who was behind the documentary, y'all? Now, also I remember like yesterday, the same exact time they was going at R. Kelly, Oprah was trying to put out that she put that documentary out on Michael Jackson and allegedly went back to interview one of the boys that was in his lawsuit. And she put out the documentary. It was at the same exact time. Because I remember they was campaigning. This was when the Me Too movement started. And you're going to see it again. The Me Too movement started, but R. Kelly got the most time. The Me Too movement, Harvey Weinstein went down, but he didn't get his time yet. So R. Kelly was the face of the Me Too movement. The same thing happening with Diddy. Look, I'm just saying. But we already knew it was going to happen. Diddy going to be the one to get the skate for you know what. Now you hearing about Miss Ghislaine, this, that, and the third, right? No, y'all, it's a high chance Diddy is going to get fried. Because if he get fried, other people going to get it. Diddy might got to get fried for Ghislaine, other people to. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Smart people, you get it clear. The truth is, like I said, it was really Gayle and Oprah that brought down R. Kelly, because if this didn't go public, if they didn't put money behind it, that's why I say it was really money behind it this time when they took him down. It was money. Because this time it was public opinion. When I tell you all this stuff we getting in Hollywood, all of this stuff we getting online is stuff they've been doing and been getting away with. It's only new to the public because now this stuff is on TV. It's the same thing with this Epps stuff. Jeffrey Epps took his, that shit was 6 years ago. But you're going to see when the Epstein shit was going down in real time, the public didn't know about it. The public was, I don't know where they was at. When they first was talking about that man, the flight logs. Then he was in prison for a minute. Then there was news he took himself out. You will see it's more energy behind the Ep thing now than it was that back then when it first happened. That's what I say. People are lunatics. Get it? When they said that Bill was on the flight list. My point is, everybody know this, because what it is Hollywood always had their own games, their own playtime, their own gatherings, their own situations. It's no different from if you had a person from your neighborhood throwing parties, but find out years later you had no clue that man that was throwing parties, it was underage people in there too. You just didn't know it. Yeah, you was coming in the party 2 a.m., 1 a.m., but you didn't know he had people already in there from 10 a.m., 10 p.m. You get it? He already had people in there. Underage. You didn't know that. Now, the thing is, did you participate with any of them? That's the question. But that's the Hollywood game. Like I said, the Playboy Mansion, Epstein, all right, Diddy, it's all together. Now, what? R. Kelly was doing the same thing. It's just that his thing was what? Youngsters, meaning barely legal. But everybody knew what R. Kelly was doing. But when it came time for the Me Too movement, he became a face. And don't forget, Gayle played a key role in it because her job was to get that man on national TV around the world in every household, with grandmas to young people watching national TV to see him get up and act like a fool and to make him show his temper and to make him look like a straight idiot. And also the secret was that R. Kelly thought that he was going to have a chance to speak his piece. But he really got set up. And you will see that after this, that was a nail in his coffin. You will see that clear. Yes. And you will see since he been locked up, he got locked up quick. Pop. He got 30 years quick. And you really ain't seen nobody else get no time. Kevin Spacey was in the meet. It was a lot of people charged in that. Yes. Even Harvey in jail with Diddy, he didn't get no time yet because R. Kelly he was the face. And don't forget, one of the things I assumed is they all wanted him to go down fast because they know it's going to bring smoke. I'm talking about the best of both worlds. All right. When I was talking back then, I said, nah, they all want R. Kelly to go down quick. You're going to see what else R. Kelly did. R. Kelly, he died on his sword because he ain't tell on nobody. He ain't tell on nobody. Because I think in his mind, he thought he still got a chance to get out and do music again. But nah. But y'all also know they go back to Chicago. Because y'all know damn well Oprah been in Chicago 30 years. And you know Gayle was with her 30 years. And y'all know, you know damn well they came up with R. Kelly. Period. Thank you very much. So, even though y'all know the rumors, you heard those rumors when you was young, before you knew anything about the community, any of that stuff, before the such thing as all of that stuff, you always heard rumors on them. Well, maybe you can see now what you're going to learn today is why people like them were always behind these agendas. And then you're going to see they don't care about humans. They only care about agendas. When I was saying that these people will fight, a lot of these people were fighting for their rights, but you're going to see once they got their rights, you don't see them no more. Because they've been fighting for particular rights and they got all the rights they wanted. They got all the money they wanted. They got all the contracts they wanted. They are straight to the point where they don't have to sell you nothing, meaning they don't got to sell you no lies. They don't even have to talk to people no more. And that's what they've been doing. Period. When I tell people it's no more of that pandering and catering, because they don't got to do it no more. They at a certain level now where everything is done already. The brain cells are damaged. The lies are believed as the truth. Hey, everybody got rich. Everybody. You just gotta pay attention to what happened. All right, you're gonna see when I tell you everybody became billionaires in this one particular era. If you go back, all right, if you think I'm playing, if Oprah's at 2-3 billion now, see what net worth was 2006, 2005, 2007. See what her net worth was then. See what Jay-Z net worth was 2006, 2005, and then see how after somebody got elected, how somehow all they ass super billionaires or billionaires, get it? And it ain't just them. I'm telling you, it was a big eat fest. All you got to know, you want to know who got all that? If you want to know about how they got them billions, all you got to do is look at how much they had before this thing called change came together. And then you're going to see who ran away with all the change. Yeah, and you're going to see how a lot of people got changed and they ran off with all the change. Yeah, and now it's going to be called Bitcoin. That's the new change. Let's go. All right, so once again, you're going to see they all been getting ragged. Months ago, I told people that this regime going to be different. They're not going for all that stuff. When people forget that, they were dragging this man and others for years. That shit wound up being a decade damn near. They were still having their way, making their money, but they still was antagonizing. They still was bashing. But not just that. Their whole thing was to stir up beehives, stir up nests, get everybody on the wave, turn everybody with the same thing. Mind you, not giving us no real information, not giving us no real proof of anything successful, you know, not giving us no type of real media information. That's why I want people to understand that everything turned into some ignorant bash fest when you're supposed to at least have legitimate reasons why you don't like somebody, or you have legitimate reasons why you want somebody ass out of here, period. But you will see that they was on some other shit because a lot of their stuff was personal. That's why we're going to go back into the history again. How they also, a lot of them started together, but it got personal through many reasons. Fame, clout, money, sides. Because when a man came in office, people chose sides. When a man came in office, everybody went and got them a brand new black card. And when a man came in office, as I say on this channel, like I say about Jay-Z and Beyonce, it was a man that came in office, and you know what happened? They didn't want to be white no more. That's what happened. And now I show you, they don't want to be black no more. I done showed you. But see, you have to understand, it's very clear, y'all. This ain't no hate. When a man came in office, when you heard from a child before you was born, you heard it on TV shows, movies, this joke about a black president. But you not comprehending that when this fairy tale became true, everybody was on that bandwagon and they didn't want to be white no more. That's what happened. So they drew it, they started to trade sides. And they felt like they didn't have to pander to other people no more. And you will clearly see, everybody said, shoom, everybody ran to the black side. I'm talking about everybody. Get it? And this goes back into the time where I'm bringing you up to date where even the so-called white America had to accept it. And they also understood, if I want to get my money in this present world, I have to show a lot of love to these people. They knew this, or they would have went super broke. This is why you're going to see they got super rich. Because if you had a business and you was with that thing, you was going to get paid regardless, no matter what. If they brought out coffee mugs, cigarette lighters, whatever they brought out was going to sell. That's the part y'all not getting. They also knew that all people, all races, all countries will want to invest through them. Because if they want money from that community, hey, 44 in office, it's all about them. This is the best time for investments. This is the best time for startup companies. And that's what you're going to see. All these brands start coming out. All these new liquors, all these new things, because this is where it was created. No, y'all don't, a lot of this stuff y'all don't get. Smart people, you get it clear. I'm saying it for a reason. That they were just stuffing their pockets and bashing him. My point is this. This is why when it came time for elections, you didn't hear no agenda, because it's common sense. They spend so much time bashing and worrying about other shit. It was nothing being established for the future. See, it was, in my opinion, man, it was on purpose, but I'm just letting you know. You're going to see, this is my whole point about the bashing. All right, it's just like when you diss somebody all day. If I'm dissing you all day, but I'm not taking care of what I need to take care of, and I'm not building up what I need to build up, me dissing you all day is not going to get me nowhere. But they didn't understand that. That's what they was doing. So my point is, when I talk about they don't got no more power or they charges is they didn't build nothing, that's a reality because they didn't create nothing. And they were all together making all this money for a decade. And there's nothing to show for that. But you're not also looking at it like they also didn't establish nothing for the country. They didn't establish nothing for Americans to participate in that's successful. They didn't do nothing, y'all. So when you're looking at this whole world of where we at now, especially for those who've been born and raised here, how dare them make all this money, but they did not build nothing? Okay, you want to talk about 100 years ago, even they knew to build stuff. I don't care if they built a damn barn. I don't care what you're talking about, all right? Nobody stopped them from not buying land, starting their own farm. They were going to Africa, all right, okay. Putting water, okay. My point is this, y'all. Their charges and why they getting out of here, the reason why people tired of them, because they just was waving a banner. They were very cocky and arrogant. They disrespected a lot of people, and they ran off with the money. All right? And I want y'all to we're going to look at it all today. You're going to see Gayle is being disrespected. Her time is up. You see Tylerperry, his time is up. You see Charlamagne getting smoked because his time is up. And you're going to see they all together. And then you're going to see how Oprah slid off on all their ass. She in Hawaii. You're going to see Oprah ain't dealing with none of that. Yeah. The president slams no talent Gayle King as CBS Mornings face axes. All of them getting chop, chop, chop. Yup. So the pooty out of their career is over with. All right. When I said this particular era, okay, boom. I done showed y'all through music, sports, Hollywood movie acting, now media, TV, media. That's what you're watching with Gayle, Charlamagne. Now we dealing with the media department. But you're going to see today how they all been one big web, a big net. You ever heard of crabs in a barrel? Okay, they the big net that put the crabs in the barrel. That's them. All right? When y'all talk about gatekeepers, all these people were gatekeepers. So it's like this. In a Truth Social post, the U.S. president didn't mince words, stating Gayle King's career is over. She should have stayed with her belief in Trump. She never had the courage to do so. No talent, no ratings, no strength. All right, so I'm just showing you when I told you how it's going to play out. It's up. When I said we in a different time now. When I was the politics is the human algorithm. Once a lot of people voted for somebody, I was trying to tell you it is a lot of people that don't like them. And it's not just they don't like them. People was able to watch and see their behavior just like me and others for what? The past decade. You have to think about all of the people that had to watch this show since 2009. She didn't have OWN before that. You get what you get it? People had to watch it. People lived with it for a decade, y'all. So this is why, as Malcolm was said, the chick is coming home to roost. That's all that's happening. All right, for whatever reason, I don't know. Why they didn't retire yet, I don't know. But we know in a regular job, people retire at a certain age. Some people can't wait to retire. People retire before their time. But you will see that for some reason, none of their ass retired, and they all been around for over 30 years. These are facts. Oprah, goddamn it, Oprah and Gayle have been working for damn near 50 years. They came in this thing in the late 70s, working on the ground on foot. So they were the first favorite, but they were also the face of Oprah was the media, but it wasn't just media. Oprah's job was to influence the whole America, the woman. And that's what her job was. She's been influencing women since the 80s because she was one backed and sponsored by a lot of money. Oprah was created. Just like damn near everybody under that umbrella was created. That's another thing people didn't notice is in different sides of different sides. One side might be already born in a royalty. One side might already be born in money and riches. And then one side, these people always got a story. They got a story. Get it? Yeah. They come from humble beginnings of having nothing and somehow they just become so rich. No. God damn it, Gayle King been doing granny porn. I told y'all, man. Huh? They been making her bust it open. That's right. See, to you it's normal, but what if you can't? What if you go to your grandmother's house and you caught her like this in the living room? She said, "Oh, my bad," and try to run in the room. No, y'all. This what Gayle been doing to sustain her career too. Granny porn, y'all. That's what y'all been participating. When they put on the cover of Sports Illustrated, I knew they was trolling back then. You have never seen a senior on Sports Illustrated. Now, Gayle look good for age. I ain't taking nothing from her, but the truth is the truth. I want y'all to see when y'all was complaining about you ain't got no grandmothers no more. You have to understand. There was a new culture created of grandmas busting it open. And they ain't want to be grandma. Now, there ain't nothing wrong. They still grandmas, but, you know, at night they get like that. They get a little freaky. No. These grandmas want to be freaky 24/7, y'all. Taking selfies and shit. They get that from Gayle and them, man. No, it's a reason, man. It's a reason why things are the way they are. So you just think about it. Gayle been in this game since the 70s. Her best friend, Oprah. Her best friend was so rich, she was able to get rich off her best friend, Rich. Then getting money, getting free jobs, taking pictures, living their best life. But at the same time, it's just one thing they was doing. They were disrespecting people, and they wasn't helping nobody else. Yeah. But no, y'all. They promote hang out to the they on that they promote that behavior, y'all, that you see to this day. Hanging out, still trying to be young. Ain't nothing wrong with being young, ain't nothing wrong with looking young, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. All right. We not talking about still being young, going out to a banquet at 5 p.m. No, we talking about what they be doing. They still be doing that shit, trying to hang out to 1 a.m. But they know they can't stay up that late. So you know they got to be on some type of uppers. They probably be drinking Red Bulls and shit. No, stop it. But what y'all don't get is, when I told y'all that the blacks are the freaks of this game, that's right. They're going to be freaky to the end. Because that's their job, bro. All right, so I will prove to you. Gayle done took more swimsuit. She has taken more public swimsuit. And don't forget, Gayle don't know what's up. You know Gayle trying to flip y'all too, right? Yeah. Y'all know the rumors on Gayle. She letting you know what's up, man. She letting y'all all know. All right? They was telling y'all to y'all face. So if you didn't get that by 2025, that's on you. Anyway, I'm not trying to go there. Let's speed it up, man. All right? When one of the last platforms he got on was Gayle King on CBS. When I say he don't do low-level shit. But this is why I tell you they all expose themselves as time goes on, y'all, and they think people stupid. Let's look at the big coincidence, y'all. Let's look at the best of both worlds. Gayle King and Jay-Z. Gayle King and R. Kelly. See that? R. Kelly had no clue she was dressed for his funeral that day. See, R. Kelly, he was kind of slow, y'all. It wasn't just that. They say he couldn't do certain. He was kind of slow, man. Because he didn't know Gayle had her funeral dress for him. I'd have caught all that shit. So he told about we doing an interview, and then I'm looking around the room, dark. The fuck, why the room so dark? And I'm looking at her. She looked like a witch. She dressed for my, I'd have walked out. I'd have walked out, man. Now look, see, man. People don't want to believe they be witches, man. You see what she got on with Jay-Z? Nah, she chilling. See that room bright? That room is bright. She got on her bright teal colors. That's a Jay-Z interview. R. Kelly interview, dark. Nah, man. R. Kelly, they were telling R. Kelly, Gayle about to give you your eulogy. That's their job, y'all. So, best of both. Is this a coincidence? Ha 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 ha. So when I say, don't be surprised if somebody wasn't behind this from the beginning. Don't be surprised, y'all. All right? Because y'all forget about the history. This is when they first started the plot of plotting. That's why I say this is so deep in the minds of the people, man. This is deep in people's psyche. This is when they first were portraying this thing that they got love for people, y'all. They got love for the hood. They got love for the ghetto. It was also Jay-Z, the character they used to promote, to be proud of the projects. And that one day you can make it. Don't forget. No, we looking at this movie now. We looking at this big dream. You're going to see the whole shit together. Live documentary. No, all of this shit connected. For all we know, when they did this, Gayle King, the one with the camera, Gayle King and the car, they all together. All right? This is when we already know also Jay-Z was a puppet. That's right. But exploitation of the projects. No, this is when they was putting in our mind, it's cool to be from the projects forever. And one day you can make it from the projects. And this when they were glorifying the projects. And then they were teaching you to glorify your projects. And that's what it was all about. And this is when they were making themselves heroes of the poor. Like, we Superman. We fly down and we come get y'all gifts and shit. They were playing the role of saviors. But this is also before it was a movement about to happen, y'all. I'm showing y'all this was called the pregame. My people that know pregame, this is called the pregame. This was the pregame. This was preseason. It was a season about to come in. This was preseason, y'all. Catch my drift? Now, it was a big party coming. But if you go back to this date, they was not no damn billionaires. Back then, Oprah might have been I know she was over 100 million, but Jay-Z was not no damn 100 million back then. She was over 100 million back then. She might have just got her first, somewhere around there. But you will clearly see back then they didn't have no billions. All right, let's go. We up. All right, you getting it clear now, y'all? You getting it clear? Now, you see how Charlamagne getting that smoke? People that know, you know Charlamagne with them. And then you're also going to connect the dots and see Gayle King Media, Oprah Media, Charlamagne Media. What's their job? Work them brains. Work them brains. 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. What else are they? They also are the faces of the what? The woke movement. You're going to notice all they ever did was push opinions, but never facts. All they did was push feelings towards people, many people, but no facts. All right? Meaning, since they've been around, nobody got smarter. They didn't inspire nobody. So that means they just did a bunch of nothing, talking. No, y'all, they're all entertainers. When people could finally get, they entertain in real life. They act out in real life. They go to the projects and act like they got love for people, doing tax write-offs, giving out gifts. They way ahead of us with this shit. We only catching up because of the internet, and it's old now, and they old, they rusty. They are no different from an old magician still trying to go on stage and do his tricks, and he messing up, dropping the cards, and he damn near sit on a rabbit because he just magic don't work. That's them. That's all it is. But as far as magic, they done pulled off so much stuff already, y'all. Magic is when you start off with nothing, and when it's all said and done, you end up with billions, even though you was a straight piece of you know what. All right? You made people love you, even though you hate all their guts. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. So I'm just showing you, right? They've been getting their karma. So let me talk to the people that have been asleep. I've been witnessing all of them been getting their karma ever since 2020. After Oprah tried to put out that documentary on Michael Jackson. This is when she fell on stage, bust her ass, y'all. It was so beautiful to watch it. And you go, for my people that really know what's up, you're going to see ever since this happened, Oprah, she been laying low. But y'all don't get it. When I told you their time is up and they ain't got no more power, this the kick of the whole this the kick of the whole shit. She was giving a speech and talking about balance. She was talking about life balance. That's what made it so real. And it was said the ghost of Michael Jackson had tripped her ass on stage. That's what was said. All right? That what was said, y'all. These are facts. You know what I'm saying? This is what was said. Because that was right after she was putting out that documentary on Michael Jackson. Yeah. And guess what else she tried to do? She also had tried to bring up, this was right after Kobe had died around that time, and she also tried to bring up that Kobe Bryant case. Yes, but they said the spirit of Michael Jackson tripped her ass. And what made it so real, she was talking about balance. Members only, y'all know that's something I've been talking about, balance. Because with these people, they don't have no balance. They just one way. What's that? Get the money. The money. What's they one way? Sex, flesh, everything physical. They're not multi-dimensional. They're just one-dimensional. Everything physical. All right, and I say that for a reason. That's why they don't have no what? Balance. So, back to this. She was talking about life balance, but y'all don't get that. All of them are just entertainers that know how to talk good on mics. They know about a lot of shit that you don't know about, but you have no proof that they're actually really smart. You have no proof of that, meaning you have no proof of who they really are when they are from a world where we were taught to praise them because they got money. So everybody listened to Oprah a whole life because that was the gimmick of how rich she was. When I was talking about, this is the formula. They passed it from Oprah to Jay-Z. You praise Jay-Z because how rich he was. But that come from Oprah. And then it come from Bill Cosby. At least Bill Cosby, it's a fact he had goddamn college degrees. But I'm trying to tell you is, they always knew whoever's promoted as having the most money is the one they'll listen to. That's what this means right here. People don't get that Jay-Z went under a certain training. He was trained by millionaires. He was trained by rich liberals. Russell Simmons, Oprah. He was being groomed and prepared. All right? The rap was only for the people to love his ass. The rap was his control. But if you understand that he might have always been a political figure disguised as a rapper, because anybody could be a rapper. So just like back then, he could have been a goddamn agent telling on drug dealers back then. My point is this. A lot of people were put in position, but you're going to see that once somebody came in office, they went to a whole nother level. And Gayle King is part of that. Tylerperry wasn't a billionaire. See this back then? Tylerperry wasn't no billionaire back then. Tylerperry was just being discovered. You just ask one question. If they all became billionaires in one era, where the hell they get all the damn money from? And why are people still crying about they broke? And why are people crying about this, that, and the third, and tariffs, and this too high, this expensive? Meanwhile, all these damn billionaires got created from the same people. What's up, Laura? That's all I'm saying. So look, yeah, y'all, this all was on her. And people that know what's up, Oprah has not been the same since then. Ever since then, she's been ducking and dodging. She allegedly tried to take that Ozempic, but allegedly that put her ass in the hospital. No, she been fell off. She been hiding out. No, they been lost their influence. Why am I saying that? It's proven through the elections, y'all. That's why it's all part of the history. And don't forget, some people feel like their time would have been up a long time ago, but it was some things that happened and they got an extension. But this is also what I'm going back to tell you. You see this time right here? This is exactly the time when Epstein was in jail. This is when all the talk about Epstein was going on right here. Right here. This when they was talking about the flight law. Didn't they say she was on the flight law? Didn't they say Jay-Z was on the flight law? Didn't they say Bill was on the flight? They said a lot of people was on the flight law. Chris Tucker. A lot of people. Right? Okay. Then it went from the flight law to they say what? It was a black book. They had a black book. Then that black book became the what? The list. But this whole time, Epstein, he right in jail. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you when people stuck in town. But Oprah falls live on stage while giving speech about balance. See that? February 2020. when I be telling my people that life is going so fast, y'all. I remember this like yesterday. You can't tell me this is damn 5 years ago, man. That's bullshit. That's 5 years ago. I didn't even do nothing since then. When I tell people that them 4 years they took our life, that's what happened. 5 years ago. Actually, 5.5 years ago. This is right when we got put in the house. Now you're going to see all that's a blur. But a lot of things happened since then. The tables have turned. This also represents they fallen. It was a lot of signs of them falling off. It was a lot of signs of them at the end. So when I say stuff like, you've never seen this happen to Oprah her whole life. You've never saw her embarrassed like this. And it just kept coming back to back. All right? She got embarrassed. Now back. Let's put it all together. Now let's look at it. Now you're seeing the pattern. The same time Gayle King is being addressed, the same time Gayle King is getting exposed, getting her worst news, same thing for Jay-Z. Same exact time. And you're going to see Oprah been staying out of this shit. So you also will see that it's a pattern. Okay, Tylerperry, he got his week. But even though Tylerperry got dragged his weeks, it's still from the same family. They all know each other. Then on the Cowboy Carter tour in Atlanta, who goes to Beyonce and Jay-Z concert? Tylerperry, because they all together. But you're going to keep seeing one by one, they all getting the same thing. Beyonce got dragged. News, bad news, bad. They each are getting a week. They each getting a turn. Shannonsharpe, it's a cycle now. It's a merry-go-round because it's one big web of them that's under one umbrella. I also told you that, in my opinion, the party they're under are the ones selling them out. I think all of their bosses said it is time to rebuild. It is time to get rid of them. Why? Y'all all have the proof that their influence does not drive polls. If y'all can't understand that part, that's simple as that. So this is when I started paying attention and others that they really don't have the influence they portrayed because they actually was using fake pages. I'm going to tell you what I think happened too. Now, you know how we kept hearing about Jay-Z not on social media like that? That really means that Jay-Z wasn't in the algorithm like that. And my people that know about this internet, you know this shit. It don't matter how big you are, what your name is. If you're not in this algorithm like that, if Instagram been out for 10 years and he went 10 years without being online, that means he's not in the algorithm like that. So this is when I also knew he had to start doing fake news because you're going to see out of nowhere, you got an announcement, Jay-Z's online. Because they were losing relevancy. And you're going to see he didn't go online to after the Hillary campaign because they couldn't drive the polls, y'all. They didn't have the real influence. Then I start noticing through all their deals being lost. So you're not looking at Oprah. All these big people, they so goddamn rich, but they couldn't drive the polls. So I think their bosses in the Blue Party is forced to wipe their hands of them because they're proving that they have no more use. If we couldn't use y'all 2016, if they couldn't use them 2024, what the hell you think they're gonna keep them around for? And they just gonna keep getting paid? Nah, they tie them up. That's what it's all part of. What else is part of it? Well, everybody they had the influence is all brainwashed now, and they got all the money. So nobody needs them no more. All right, but look, bottom line. Gayle King, she with the team, and they've been doing a lot of bashing. So a lot of y'all, right, you don't watch CBS News. Now on this channel, some of y'all know when I start out in the morning, I used to have CBS muted, and a lot of times Gayle and them would come on before I start the live. So I would always see their topics, and I would always see Gayle and them always. CBS is one of the main stations bashing. So what happened is, y'all, it's revenge. That's all I can tell you. Now, what I'm really trying to show y'all is the web of influence. This we're gonna talk about this too, y'all. It's announced. National crime statistics indicate a broad decrease in crime rates across the United States. The United States is now the safest it's ever been, y'all. Crime is down. And y'all know we're going to get into that. Violent crime, including murder, has seen significant declines in the past 2 years. Property crime also continues to decrease, reaching its lowest record rate since 1961, while some crimes like shoplifting have increased. See that? Telling you where we at. Technology. When I told you it's a war on crime, everybody's going to jail. Violent crime. When I say gangster rap, it goes to violent crime. It's all together. Gangster rap is the soundtrack for violent crime. Period. Anybody locked up for violent crime, you ask them, 9 times out of 10, they listen to rap, gangster rap. All right, boom. So I'm showing you how violent crime, including slayings, they're declining. Property, breaking in homes, that's declining because all this technology. So being that the criminals can't do what they do, we also know the border shut down. It's a war on drugs. This is why the last level is what? Shoplifting. That's it. That's why they passed the law where you get caught stealing over 5,000 worth of merchandise, smash and grab, you facing 20 years. Yeah, y'all, that's what's going on. So I'm just giving y'all an update on how things are changing. When I said everything gonna be cleaned up, don't worry, everything gonna be cleaned up, and then things will get back to normal. Meaning, your kids and people will be able to go back outside again, and people will be able to go on the porch, and they don't got to worry about straight bullets and all of that. That time is really back now. It's just that a lot of people didn't realize it, and this how I'm able to realize people brain messed up, y'all. Yeah, things are back normal, y'all. Yes, they are. You got the proof. This happened 5 years ago. 5 years have passed. Are people outside more than before 2020 or less? Well, you ask the question, why are people outside less than before 2020? Why are people outside less now than before the pandemic? Even though they can go outside. What happened to this thing of people outside? All right. I'm just giving you a hint. Because the hint is, I told y'all a long time ago they got history. But what happened is, they all fell out. Know why? They went with the black card. That's what happened. When it was a party in office, they chose sides. Even though you're going to see Don King right there, you're going to see that this time was different. When I said this was the time of celebrity where blacks were just happy to be accepted. They had no voice. They had no power. But when this change happened, they got all this so-called power and opinions because their power and opinions were to influence that community. But what happened is they started going above and beyond their boundaries. And to this day, they started disrespecting everybody. Back then, they knew better. Are you getting it now? They knew better. They knew their place in Hollywood, period. So it's going back to order. But a lot of stuff with them became personal because a line got drawn in the sand when somebody came in office. That's what happened. And when somebody else said they was going to run, then it got personal. That's all this is about. All right? So, being that they made it personal, being that they had big mouths, being that they had a long term, they actually had 12 years. 12 years a slave, they had 12 years. They had 8 with one man, 4 with another man, 12 years. Even though Moneybag Joe was in the what? Okay, he was okay. My point is they had 12 years. 12 years a slave they had in office, right? And there's no coincidence Oprah is behind a lot of that stuff. All right, it's not a coincidence. So, 12 years a slave. That's how many years they got. Somehow people still crying. Somehow nothing has changed. Because 12 years, what did they do? Stuff their pockets, run their mouth, turn on each other, and slay each other. Just like who does that in real life? Okay, who does that in real life? Are you getting this shit? No. We're going to slow it down so people can see exactly why things are the way they are, the reason why people are getting judged. You're going to see everybody in trouble is people with a big mouth. Media. Charlemagne. Whoopi Goldberg. Gayle King. All right? Even though we know what? Everything Monique said a long time ago, we already know what was said. So let's go. Now we also know that what? Whoopi, her show in jeopardy. But you are now seeing, y'all, this will make it so disgusting because it's all over with now. It's all over, y'all. It's all over. Just get over it. These were all people hired to do a job, man. When y'all didn't get that, they got this man out of all 50 states. They go get a man from a small town outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Of all people, and he becomes this powerful voice and influential man. But remember, it started, he was accepted in New York, so he was accepted around the world. But it wasn't that he was accepted in New York, he was placed in New York. That's right. Because it also was his job to do certain things. You will see it a lot of, that's why I say, you're going to see, y'all remember back in the day when all the celebrities were unified. But you're going to see in the social media era, in the political era, they all became divided some kind of way. Some kind of way. Whether it was over money, whether it was over politics. No, y'all, that shit called divide and conquer, they all did it to themselves. It all is a science, man. It's a science. They train a certain way. They're trained where they were all self-destruct anyway. When you put a whole bunch of takers in a room and you got a lot of pizza pies, before it's said and done, they all gonna destroy each other and be arguing over how they didn't get a slice of this and a slice of that. All right, let's go, because they all got a slice. I'm disappointed in Black woman. Just giving y'all an update, showing y'all. Umar Johnson is still trying to talk about his accounts are frozen. We're not going there. I just showing you the stuff they have said out their mouth and done. I'm disappointed in Black woman. Who gave him the voice? Even though you saw him with a white woman. Brother Umar. All right, let's stop it. Mind you, let's just look. I'm disappointed in Black woman. How did Umar become a celebrity? Like I said, their leaders are celebrities. Know why y'all joke? This is why y'all a joke, y'all, right here. Y'all not getting that this fool was made a conscious celebrity. You didn't get that he only became big because he was what? Endorsed. You still not getting that he got money for a school, but he also had a big ass platform to promote his school. Huh? You still don't get that he was a cartoon character sent to you. Even though we proved that he's a what? Psychologist. But it's no such thing as a psychologist that's a so-called conscious leader and his assets are frozen when he was promoted on the same platform DJ Envy promoted Flipped His House. No, it's called they were allowed to run off with your money. All right? Now let me show you the connection because they all together. Y'all bought all this. Dr. Umar claims Ms. Harris' team offered him $10,000. Huh? Yahoo. What's this talk about? Huh? Are you seeing the pattern? Charlemagne, the one puts him on the show. Are you getting it? Are you getting the fake BT? Are you getting it? Are you getting the fake world I told you y'all all lived in? Huh? Characters. You mean to tell me the same actors from the movie Color Purple wind up being influential speakers? Yup. You mean Silly and Miss Sophia became their voice to the end? Yup. No, y'all. It's called control. See, a lot of y'all was talking about this, that, and the third. Your whole reality was controlled. Your whole life Everything you tweeted, talked about, everything you followed was all a fucking front, because you didn't know that they all are qualified actors, entertainers, magicians, college graduates, all of that shit. And they always knew the art of that skin color make you rich. And they all proved it, y'all. So I'm showing you this for a reason. It's a reason why a lot of them got to go. Look at look what Charlamagne the God said in his post. The light. You guys in darkness, and they are the light. Huh? It's the reason why they're getting taken out, y'all. They wasn't going to stop. No, I'm showing y'all how all of this was always political. See, back then it wasn't political. It was celebrity. And where the hell you think that man made most of his money at? Who you think he made most of his money off? Who? Everybody all of a sudden want to act like he never had casinos and lavish hotels where all the celebrities went at. Because everybody was cool. But we passed that. When a line got drawn, people chose sides and became enemies and adversaries. And what happened was they had the biggest gang. They had a lot of shooters. When I tell you that, they all controlled the internet. You didn't get that the Breakfast Club is a goddamn radio station. A radio station that created a YouTube channel to make videos of influence. When I've been understood that, I'm like, yo, why are they the only radio station at the time syndicated all over the world? Because I knew it was about influence. When they were playing them in Texas, playing them in Virginia, playing them in all these states. No, that was a cheat code for Hot 97. I been knew they was an agenda station. I stopped watching them in the goddamn teens. Because I been knew what they was about. Control. Influence. That's the reason why I tell you they the ones should be brought on charges. They have brainwashed black people so goddamn much. When this man right here said it himself, he's going to benefit off the tax breaks. But you look at all the shit he told you, but not once did they ever talk to y'all about tax breaks. Not once did they ever make an agenda what? The economy. All right, I'm not going political. I just want y'all to see this, why it's happening. Because it's not over yet. You have never seen them had no economic talk. Because if they talk economics, they're going to expose themselves. So when I tell you, we not in that fake ass world of why this and why that. No, y'all, so much money has been made because the truth is a lot of money has been given away. Yes. So you see right here, right? How this man is going around saying that his money is frozen. Only person that would believe that is a person that never had a damn bank account. He knows this. When I tell you, their job is to prey on the poor. When they talk to the poor. They don't talk to smart people. They don't talk to people that's self-sufficient. They understand. They are the web and they catch the flies. Where the flies be at? The flies hang around the shit. Where the shit go down at? That's in the hood. All right? They just set the traps and wait. Thank you very much. Thanks, free thinker. People need to get clarity because eventually some people going to go crazy, man, and people dropping like flies. All right? People dropping like flies. It is not about sides. It's about knowing what's going on because when these people made a handshake, and I was telling you that it's over for certain people, you're going to keep seeing that somehow this web, mind you, Whoopi Goldberg, The View, that's on ice right now. Okay? You see Charlamagne getting this. But let's just use our brain. Is it not time for Charlamagne ass to get off the radio? How long is he going to stay there? When I've been noticing that these people are over 40, but somehow they're still on the radio. Funk flat. Oh, but that's when I learned, no, these people have a goddamn agenda. Because when we was young, it was always about new young people. So when I keep seeing the same people, I'm like, yo, the game don't work like that. Oh, these people got an agenda. They got to keep a certain control. They got to keep a certain influence. When they knew the shit, all I got to do is go on Breakfast Club, say something controversial. It's going to become a trending topic. Everybody's going to talk about it all day. Everybody's talking about it. We keeping our influence. We keeping all eyes on us. And then we boomerang. Meanwhile, they all under one man. All together. See what I'm saying? All together the whole time. Got every when I've been talking about, y'all be talking about gatekeepers. Y'all still talking about other races. No, y'all didn't just slay each other in the street with guns. No, y'all the number one face of slaying each other on every level. Even when y'all rich. These are facts. When I tell you, it's a lot of reasons. The fact, the way y'all do each other is enough warning why nobody trying to deal with that shit no more. I know I ain't. What about y'all? All right? No. Let's go. All right? So when I tell you all this shit happened for a reason, now, you don't got to believe it, but you're going to see that's their careers right now. Also, California's still burning, and the people of California, I feel bad for them, but the only sad part is that's where all these bastards live at. All right? That's the state. That's the place they love. And that's their power. But I want you to see how Oprah's so smart. You're going to see Oprah been living in Hawaii. See that? You're going to see Jeff Bezos been living in Hawaii. When y'all talk about the elite and the high-ups and the powers that be, you're going to see Oprah was already in Hawaii. What happened? Years ago, Brad Pitt, I think even a lot of people sold their houses in LA already. That was during the pandemic. That's what put me on point. If it wasn't for the pandemic and I didn't get put in the house, I wouldn't have noticed half of this stuff neither. I wouldn't have got hit and I wouldn't have put it all together. When our Ben was putting, I'm like, yo, why are they all selling their stuff? Damn, then it was a writer's strike. I can see it now. It looked like some people might have had a heads up and they ass bailed out of California early. This is when I first started seeing them go overseas. I started seeing certain celebrities downgrading. This was like 21, 22, 23. And I saw all of them downgrading and doing certain things, making adjustments. But the other part of Hollywood, they just kept doing the same shit. Yeah, y'all. So let's go. See that? Now let's look. Let's look where Charlemagne from. See that? South Carolina. How did a man from South Carolina get all this power and voice on New York radio? And getting all these shows, Comedy Central, podcasts, all this stuff. How you get all that voice power? So you mean to tell me out of everybody in America, the man that had the most important voice was from a small town outside of Charleston, South Carolina? That's what you're telling me. Or was he picked? Was it off talent? Who made Charlemagne the face and voice of black people? I said clear. What experience did he really have? What did he really know? No. Same thing, y'all. I'm going to ask y'all the real question, and I don't know my damn self. And this how real shit is. I need somebody to tell me this, and I'm not playing. Yo, y'all, where the hell is Oprah Winfrey from originally? What state is she from and city? I do not know. You want to talk about magic? Somebody tell me, where's Oprah from? Where's she born and raised at? Y'all. Some of them are orphan babies, man. Some of them are orphans. Some of them are orphans and some of them are from systems. Somebody schooled me. I'm going to show you how people been pranked and tricked. Oh, where Oprah from? She from Mississippi? Oh, yeah, Tennessee. Look at that. Yeah, see? Somebody said Chicago. Look. Everybody say, well, see? I'm telling you, they lie a lot. You know, they also said Condoleezza Rice was one of the 4 women that was with the church bombing. Tell you, they make up a lot of lies with no proof. All right, look how everybody said. See that? That shows you, man. That shows you. Chicago, Mississippi. Somebody said Tennessee. No, come on, man. I think it is Mississippi, though, now I think about it. But they lie so goddamn much, y'all. Now let's look at it. What made a woman from all the way down Mississippi get all this power? How did she become a voice? How did she get in the game? See? What else y'all didn't peep? Y'all also didn't peep. Oprah was wearing them contacts back then. Yup. Oprah was rocking them contacts back then. Green, blue. Top of the top. Who up this morning, man? We live on the internet, man. Hey, look, y'all, that's all we got left, man. Everybody's changing. Everybody turning to zombies. Other half becoming robots, man. That's part of why I first like, yo, holler at me in the chat, y'all, because I started noticing people going to turn into robots. Soon I ain't going to know humans from bots, but that's a lie. All right? Once again, man, shout out to the people that's in the top category, man, the top fan category. Even though y'all not no fans, let's go. Back to it. We up. Now, what made Charlamagne a star? This why. But y'all didn't get. They understood the power of that influence. See, y'all, they believe they gods, man, and goddesses. But yeah, what y'all don't get is that's what they became because they were able to capture souls. They were able to influence souls. And they know this. If we can sit back behind the scenes, I can sit back and watch. I can watch 100 people doing my work for me. Then I can see my work play out. And then all they did for all these decades was pull strings. I'm going to get Tylerperry to do all my movies. I'm going to get him to do whatever I want. Like just all of this monopolizing shit. Mind you, how did it happen? Because they became a favorite. And that's it. All right? So when y'all see that this whole movement was all together, this is why I call them all BT. Because they all are really black entertainment. And when I also call them black entertainment, I also mean that nobody outside of this shit take them serious at all. Because their job wasn't for all America. Their job was just for one people. All right? This is why now you see, y'all, everybody's divided. Everybody's confused. Everybody's catching hell. And nobody knows nothing. You didn't hear these fools talk about the economy the last 4 years, period. You ain't talk about no economy. You heard nobody talking about we need new programs or systems. But one thing you got proof of, America was the home of sex trafficking. You got proof of that. What else you got proof of? America just been through a fentanyl crisis. You got proof of that. You got proof of what? It was this thing that happened and somehow everybody had to be in the house. A lot of people lost their job. A lot of people got sick. People was getting sticks jammed up their nose. Americans were driving to parking lots to get shit stuck up their nose. It was a lot of things happen when I saw people losing their mind. I'm sorry to tell you that. I saw lines of people to get stuff jammed up their nose with no proof that they were doctors. No proof. They were going to people in suits with masks on, y'all, with no proof of who they were. They didn't get that. They were being so-called vaccinated by people with hazardous suits on. I saw it all happen. I also seen ever since then people lost their mind. Yes. So I'm saying that to say, y'all, you see how it's playing out now? It's not going to be over until the Diddy trial over. Still don't know what's what, but what you're going to keep watching is each one of them get picked off. What if I told you they was down with each other the whole time? When I went into the whole thing of Oprah was acting like she with those people. Oprah was acting blue. When I went into history back then, for those who don't get it, this was the conservative days. So I don't know if you get that. You see Don King right there, right? That's when they were making money on Mike Tyson. That was the conservative days. That's when they became celebrities. Them, Michael Jackson. It was a different order then. All right? That was them days. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you really had no proof Oprah was really blue like that. We saw at the end, Snoopdogg, right? Went to the inauguration, rickross, because a lot of them were already red. But this Oprah's my proof that when it was a party in the White House, she slid over to the black side. You got it? Oprah had to get that money. So you're going to see. Oprah was on this side, but in the end, she was on this side. So I tell you, they got their own shit going on. Or look at it like this: Oprah could have been spying on their ass the whole time. Could have been doing that too. Who knows? So I'm just letting y'all know a lot of this stuff bigger than us. It go back. But this is what you will know. They all was connected and knew about all this. Yep. Oprah knew about all this. They knew about this. Why? Because Oprah, homeboy Lee Daniels, is the one that made Empire. Oprah knew about all this stuff, allegedly. When I show you one family, this is your life. You in a pyramid. Once again, since their father has been in jail, Harvey Weinstein, no more production. You'll see they're like little kids now. They can't function on their own. You're going to see they don't have no production companies. It shouldn't just be Tyler. It should be a lot of them. And if you just think that's just Tylerperry, you should be a damn fool. You better know Oprah run that shit. That's right. Now check it out. The family. Same makers of Paid in Full. Same makers of Monsters Ball, Halle Berry. Same makers of Empire. Diddy's son was supposed to be an Empire. What happened to the cast Empire? Is Terrence Howard not crying that he broke now? Because Oprah pimped his ass. Is he not crying he broke? We know on this channel because we did homework. Diddy was behind Empire. But just like Oprah was. Because Oprah was already controlling him. And who else? Her. We also put together, which y'all should know by now, that Taraji P, same school as Diddy, Howard University. All the big family, y'all. And if you wasn't with their family, you wasn't going to win. All right? When I already went into why she keep crying and why they can't get no more big jobs and why Oprah been pimping their ass. We went into how Oprah made them eat cold pizza. All right? Because Oprah and all of them are together, y'all. You see Pharrell? Now, what I'm showing you is you will clearly see since the diddler been in jail, somehow it didn't get better for none of them. She's not no top actor. Now, y'all know when she did Hidden Figures, when she was at a certain level, she about to take off big. Yeah, I know she had made it big, but guess why she made it big? That was just because of Oprah. That was because Oprah and them. Did the same thing with Monique. Did what they do. They use you for certain stuff. After that, you're finished. Yeah, because remember, she started out, Jody, low level. Oprah put their hand on her. Then she started getting what? Bigger roles. Why? Oprah's in with Harvey Weinstein. Guess what else? If Harvey wanted some of that, he going to get some of that. And that's how it's going to go. You still didn't get that. He is the face of the Me Too movement that was touching on the whole Hollywood. But which I don't get in his case, he mainly touched on Black Hollywood. All right? Diddy allegedly touched on the whole man, Black Hollywood, and he touched on the whole woman, Black Hollywood. And both of them, him, Harvey Weinstein, Diddy in the same jail. They also were the check writers, and you're going to see, since they've been in jail, they everybody else like a little kid. Let me prove it to you. Was he not crying about him being broke? Harvey Weinstein, no more movies, no more TV shows. What did he tell us? Diddy tried to bend him over. Diddy screwed all the men of Hollywood, allegedly. Harvey Weinstein screwed all the women of Hollywood, allegedly. Mainly the black ones. Diddy trial. No black celebrity accused him of nothing. Harvey Weinstein trial. No black celebrity accused him of nothing. Meanwhile, the whole world know exactly what Harvey did to them people and what Diddy did to them people. Dildos, baby, we got every story. But y'all didn't get still. Most of the horrific acts were perpetrated on Black Hollywood. But the secret is Black Hollywood was really the most willing participants, except for Bashir. All right? No, y'all. When I tell you they ruin careers, they ruin careers. They ruin everybody's career when it's said and done. The way it's set up, where once you deal with them, you finish after that. Other people, you finish with them, you get another job somewhere. Nah. Okay, that girl that did that Color Purple for Oprah, you ain't see her no more. When Oprah was done with Fantasia, you don't see Fantasia no more. She gave them cold pizza in a bag. After Taraji P went online talking about Oprah did them dirty for the movie. Taraji online talking about how Oprah treated them during the filming, how she had them in Ubers, and she so-called wasn't feeding them right. That's what Taraji said online to her fans. So to pay her back, Oprah made them eat cold pizza to their face. All right, we went through this already, but that's what happened. Because they was, it's funny because this shit was, what made it so funny is because you know they was hungry, and you also know that girl right there knew she was getting played. And then she put it in a brown doggy bag. And they were the stars of her film. It was their event. And this how she did them, y'all. And you see, to me, she's saying, them bitches shouldn't have been running their mouth. That was like she's saying to me, I don't know about y'all, but her and Diddy do the same thing, man. Told you, they all three of them the same. They all be trolling. One thing I also proved to y'all with them, they always keep cameras around. Always. So Oprah had her camera crew with her. That's what y'all forget about Oprah them too. Keep the camera crew on deck. Because with Oprah them too, you never know when they filming a doc. Nah. You also would know that if you get it now, you'll see that Kanye was he really had something going on with TMZ when he was with Kim. That's why you'll see it was always this thing with him and paparazzi, or wherever him and Kim go, TMZ paparazzi right there. No, y'all told you they've been working media magic, man. So just to show y'all, the family tree always been around. So we talking about Gayle King, but I want you to see, same exact time Jay-Z is being crucified for his son. Same way him and his wife be getting all the bad news this year. All right. Now Gayle about to get kicked off TV. Oprah's in Hawaii. Tylerperry allegedly has a $200 million lawsuit against him. And you see Charlamagne, now he's getting dragged. Whoopi Goldberg, her TV show is on vacation. See Charlamagne's shirt? See how they push blackness? That's all they was doing, y'all. Wearing stuff that says black stuff on it. Talking black talk. Where they at now, y'all? Where they at? All right. Show y'all this right here. Basketball News Network. See, I say journalists. This is the new way news is verified. When I was telling y'all about all that no more fake news, well, a lot of y'all probably gonna start seeing this. We're gonna talk about some fake news again. All of the real news, it got a stamp on it. Whether it says journalist, some news might say verified, or it's always gonna let you know where the source come from. When I tell you it's gonna be standard. All right. When I said shit like a lot of bloggers gonna kiss their ass goodbye, that's the new standard. Oh yeah, let me also give you an update on how rap is dead. Once again, WWE Raw brought hip hop to Brooklyn Ring, but I already showed y'all before. The rap is so desperate they're hanging out with WWE now to get clout. Anything they can go to for clout and camera. I showed you, goddamn it, Offset, all of them going to WWE. You seen Travis Scott, all of them going to wrestling now, y'all. Guess what? The rappers are fake just like wrestlers anyway. Cardi B going to WWE fights for clout, y'all. That's how sorry they are. Because they all dead. Let's go. Told you once they king went to jail, that was it for them. On that note, we ain't done yet. Let's go. We just get started. Her egg, his sperm, and a surrogate. Now a baby, they don't owe anyone an explanation. If true or not, only their business. Now we got to go there to these conversations. All right? Because this is what some of y'all into, right? But it's a lot to this shit y'all not getting. I ain't going to say too much, but another thing y'all also didn't notice past decade, how it was promoted for all these people that had all these kids. I don't think a lot of y'all were paying attention to where some of these kids were. All right? I'm just going to say, if you notice, a lot of kids just popping out of nowhere and a lot of couples just popping up with kids. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, I also threw a hint at y'all a while ago that Jason Lee was the clue to Hollywood being over with. And you're going to see he turned things down because Hollywood Unlocked specifically worked for Hollywood. Gave you all the Hollywood details, right? But he had an idea that it was to an end, and you will see he shut down his show. Now, I'm also going to show y'all what I've been telling y'all, that a certain people, y'all reality is online. Let me prove it again. This is not real news. This is not breaking news. When I tell you, y'all reality is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's where shit like this get posted at now. This is y'all reality. Where they could take a picture with any baby and just say, this our new baby. And people will actually talk about it and make YouTube videos on it. So all I'm trying to tell y'all, it is a reason why nobody respects people no more. It is a reason and a fact that people are 110% brainwashed by social media, and they are now stuck there in 2025. When people are now making up any topic. Now, also within the topic is another topic. Because within the topic is where the hell they get that damn baby from, who baby is that? Because that ain't their goddamn baby. Another question is, whatever happened to Oprah School? I don't know. Anyway, let's look at this. What is this about? Y'all didn't notice how, once again, y'all didn't see everything that happened? Y'all didn't notice how regular families started getting worse. If you are a regular family in a straight family, somehow you got shamed. You can't discipline your kids. See, you gave birth to them kids. Them kids came out your nuts, came through that womb, but you can't talk to your kids. You can't discipline your kids. Meanwhile, somebody go get a kid out of nowhere. I'm a parent. See the game that was played on y'all? See the game that was played on us? You ain't got no say-so of your kids, but we go get a kid from anywhere and be parents. That's the game that just finished happening, y'all. Now, just think about all the people that were just able to go get some kids. We have a kid. But the parents couldn't be parents. Then I want you to throw this in there. The past decade, it would happen. Kids were able to be taught certain books. Kids were taught sex education in elementary school, junior high school. But you couldn't discipline your kids. And everybody just had kids out of nowhere. Now, everybody got kids out of nowhere. These kids going to school. All of a sudden, these teachers start coming to schools out of nowhere. And they start teaching sex ed. But now we got the proof that everybody is sexually educated in everything, but in real life, they're actually what? Stupid. They can't read, write, count, do nothing no more, right? Okay, I'm saying it for a reason. For them to promote this as they have a new baby at a time like this, my brain think, who the hell baby is that? Because Hollywood, y'all are accused of being certified. You know what? So when I see y'all with kids, that don't look good to me. Tiffany Haddish and Jason Lee's baby. So what is this about, y'all? No, I'm showing you the family tree. That's what this episode is about. The web of all of them. Huh? Because you know who Jason Lee worked for. He works for that man too. What am I showing you? Everybody in media. Tiffany Haddish career. Who does it come from? Harvey and them. They all the web. When Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart became the favorite. You're going to see everything got corny because they started controlling our talent. They started blackballing who we like. They started getting rid of the real talented, and everybody was picked. You guys are going to do the most low-down, dirty movie. We promote it. See, they got the check to promote this. You're going to see, man. The checks were being written during the era. We need y'all to make the most low down, dirtiest black movies. Tyler Perry, you're gonna do the worst black movies, and you're gonna do humiliating TV shows. Lee Daniel, you're gonna do all dark, degrading black movies and TV shows. Empire. This is going to be the show. We're going to introduce the dysfunctional family, the family that don't want to grow up. They're going to be, the parents going to be into rap. The mom's going to be a jailbird. The father, he's going to be a damn devil. All their kids are going to be flipped. They were showing you the modern day hip hop family that you see right now. The parents going to be into hip hop and their kids going to be fucking backwards. And a percentage of their kids going to be just like the show Empire. Jesse Smollett. No, your life is scripted. Empire. You just think all that behavior in Empire. Just know Oprah was behind that. When you understand that everything you liked and loved, it was entertainment for you, but for somebody else, it was an agenda. Agendas are backed by millions. You're going to call it entertainment. But you're going to see all these agendas that start coming out until certain people came in office. But what I want y'all to get is, this is when the entertainment started to leave. When I tell you I couldn't watch a lot of those movies. When I tell you those movies ain't classics, you're not going to want to watch them again. I would watch Color Purple again before I watch any goddamn Tyler Perry movie. Get it? Because that's a Steven Spielberg movie. He put it together. No, they push agenda movies. Empire was an agenda show. And it was one of the most degrading shows ever on TV. Because y'all don't get those image wars. If Bill Cosby was y'all best TV show, Empire was 100% opposite of that, 1,000 opposite of that. I'm saying it for a reason. Because they were in charge of the black smear campaign on every level. That's their job. All right? That's their job. Their job was to control the black image, not just control it. Keep all stereotype narratives going. All right? So that's why Oprah fell, y'all. Oprah already had fell from grace in 2020. She was just faking the funk. The spirit of Michael Jackson tripped her ass because the thing that made it funny, like I said, she was talking about balance. She had no balance, y'all. Oprah falls live on stage. She one-sided. You ain't had no love for them people, Oprah. No. Y'all also was behind bringing down R. Kelly, but you ain't had no balance because you ain't bringing down the other half of Best of Both Worlds. See, y'all were picking and choosing. Far as we know, they did the same exact thing. Far as we know, one of them could be worse. Huh? We heard, I ain't never heard no rumor of R. Kelly making nobody unalive. I ain't hear that one. We gonna leave that one alone. All right? There's no. Oprah was swagging and surfing. So like I said, this is the thing. They was all about agendas, y'all. Get it? That shirt. You see that outfit she got on? They was all about the agendas. Because that is what they were always into. But they had to be the face of it. I've been putting together. When you watched The Breakfast Club and you saw Charlamagne, was that not the first show you saw what? A flag? Huh? Breakfast Club, does it not have the flag? The flag the same color as Gayle King's shirt? So when I told you I've been start watching it. Not just because of the flag, it's because they push agendas. I don't watch nothing agenda-orientated at all. Agenda-orientated content means it's control, and to me, it's not entertaining. I like stuff that's unscripted, or at least make me think it's unscripted. All right? That's me. I don't entertain no characters. I don't entertain scripts. All right? If I ever want to watch somebody conscious, I would look at a tape online, some shit recorded from 1985 before I ever watched one of these idiots. No, y'all were in the world of celebrity conscious people. Yup. Meaning all manufactured. What did he say? When y'all don't get that, y'all brain was worked on every level. They had people working on Facebook, Instagram, all the way to big platforms. The rule was y'all gonna change, y'all gonna be flipped, y'all gonna be 100% brainwashed, and by 2025, you won't know nothing, plus you're gonna be replaced. Huh? Umar claims he was offered $10,000. Meanwhile, Umar now talking about he broke. All right, we're not going there. I'm just showing y'all how all of this stuff is connected. All right, when I'm showing you that in the new world, you keep believing all this stupid shit, you're going to be so dumb. Meanwhile, how the hell, all right, no, the question is, who baby is that? That's the goddamn question. Tiffany Haddish is a goddamn known drunk driver and all type of shit, reckless. What is she doing with a baby? After 40-something. What else we know about Tiffany Haddish? Tiffany Haddish was raised by a nice white couple in California. Yes, she was. What we know about Jason Lee? Jason Lee is mixed. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All I was just saying is, how did they get rich off all this black stuff? How did they get rich off this black stuff? Because they know, Tiffany Haddish know that, you get paid off acting ratchet. That's what they got paid off of, acting ratchet. So like I said, all of these characters, before Obama came in office, 44, Tiffany Haddish was out before that. She was not a star. You never heard of Jason Lee before that. All right. Before somebody came in office, Charlamagne was not a star. He was a nobody. Everybody that became a star was handpicked and selected, y'all. Period. Even Mr. Jay-Z. Oprah, Russell Simmons, and them said, he's the one. Hey guys, he has the most influence over these blacks. Somebody's going to be in office. The plan is we're trying to get them to be somebody new. We're trying to get them away from how they all were raised, and we need them to change. And Jay-Z has proven us through his record sales and through his influence, they do whatever he says. And they listen to him and his wife. So they became a head face. And right before the man came office, they went and got married. And now they can really play the role of king and queen. You can't play the king and queen role if you ain't married. No. Then they ran and got married. This is when marriage became the gimmick of Hollywood. And you started seeing all of them celebrities get married or act like they was in a relationship. It was the gimmick of Michael and Michelle. I mean, damn, my bad. Get it? All right. She became a star in that era. She was the favorite, right? Then you'll see, once certain people left, somehow they just disappeared. Somehow they're all being accused of stuff or their careers on ice. And we got proof of what proof we got on her, y'all? She still goes to see Russell Simmons in Bali. They all are together. They are a big family, y'all. It's just that Russell is blackballed. Oprah, she live in Hawaii, but you get it? That's part of the 50 states, but she's not, you get it? She's not in this part of the country. What else we looking at? Let's go. What is the difference between a reactionary and a liberal? In short, liberals generally advocate for progress. Key thing, liberals generally advocate social change, social engineering. Told you, man, a lot of y'all should know all this shit by now. They are the ones about social change. They are the ones with Mark Zuckerberg that started social media. That's why all of them became celebrities on social media. And they are the ones that control what? Social service. When I tell you it was a system, everybody on social service were the main guinea pigs. This why social service, they gave out the application called Facebook, but they knew that after 10 years, that application would be applied to many brains, and those brains will officially be changed and controlled through those applications, because after 10 years, human and phone will become one, and that is a real android. Half man, half machine. To this day, they cannot function without the phone. Mainly the people on social service that already have what? Certain mental issues. This is why they made it where you be dependent on it. No, y'all. The whole social media experience was based on social engineering. So how you think, what you buy, how you eat, how you live, your views, opinion, how you raise your kids, your family, even to your sexuality. Because these people had a plan. They're master magicians. They had an ultimate plan. They had ultimate backing. We had the thoughts. They had the face. They had the power. They had the machine, the technology. They had the best entertainers, the most influential. And I'd be goddamn if when they finished, everybody wasn't changed. Which means your life is scripted. It was on a blueprint. Like people say it was written on a napkin. This was the napkin. Liberals generally advocate for progress. What else? They got the marijuana laws passed, like I said. While reactionaries seek to return to a previous ideal social or political order, often resisting change and emphasizing tradition. So, remember, everything got changed, but now everything is going back. That's where we at. So, being that everything is going back, the people that made the change, they the ones they got to go. When I tell you they no longer needed in this country because they changed everybody already. They changed everybody's mind, views, opinions, behavior. Keep it going. Changed how everybody was raised, how everybody lives, thinks, talks. They did it already. They had their time. They influence, like I said, are in the minds and hearts of all of their people now. They're in the minds, hearts, and souls. It's beyond entertainment now. They're in the mind and hearts and souls of people through a 30-year process, and they all have a piece in it. But I'm showing you how they're all one big family, and I'm showing you now how they're all at the end of this thing. Tylerperry, allegations. You never saw this. Now also remember this, being that they were all in power, if this bad news would have came out, they all was able to control it. This is why I'm showing you no more fake news. Since somebody took over these platforms, it exposed their influence. This is why nobody trends no more. Because they can't even buy a trending topic. No, y'all, not playing with you. Then you're going to see what y'all not getting. They all came out to campaign, all of these powerful figures. But somehow they still couldn't get nobody elected. So I'm not playing with y'all. When I also said, when you pay attention, they only love Barry. They love 44. They love Joe. They shitted on her. That's what y'all didn't get. Y'all didn't get, they shitted on her the whole term and the elections. So I also said, I'm going to say it again. I also think she's behind getting all of them smacked up because her and her friends are done with them. They also know what? They also know that these people were not real liberals, man. They were just paid to be liberals for money. The real liberals from California, I told you, man, they the real ones. She's a real one. But I also said, if they did try to charge her, either way, if they charge her for money, you don't think she took it personal? My point is this. You're going to see all of these celebrities didn't get her elected. In a world where women's supposed to rule, remember all this stuff? No, y'all. This is why everything is reset. It's proven to be a failure. But I also said, this is what I want people to get clear. Her and her side, I think they're going back to the drawing board. Some of them going to retire, and they washing their hands of these celebrities that are black because they don't need them for the black vote no more. They are going to create a more diverse party because I already saw it. It's going to be diversity. This is from the 60s. When y'all vote was pandered to. I had to speed it up to show y'all all of this is now a new day, y'all. And what else I'm showing you? Oprah don't deal with none of them no more neither. Now she's getting dragged because he telling her straight up, Gayle, your time is up. The president slams no talent Gayle, calling her ass no talent. Like most of them, they don't have no damn talent. They don't. They just be on big ass platforms with big names. Donald Trump has launched a scattering attack on Gayle King, declaring that her career is over at CBS in the morning. It's just funny because I don't want to be saying their career over with. So look, right? CBS Morning faces an uncertain future and failing ratings send internal turmoil. They're at the end. Now, just look at this shit. Look how Oprah escaped. And now her two best friends, Gayle being slayed and Tylerperry. And Oprah she don't want nothing to do with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny part. Told you, Oprah used your ass too. You see him crying broke. Now let's look. How the hell was this man crying broke when he was with Oprah? He was on Empire. No, they used and abused him. Why he want to tell us that Diddy tried to bend him over? Why Diddy's in court? No, Hollywood bent you over. So just stop it, Terrence Howard. I'm saying that for a reason. Because he was only one. We know what happened to him. We know he lost his mind to this day because of what happened to him. Only difference is y'all ain't say nothing. I know something happened to her because she always crying. And Oprah dragged her ass too. Because this is the proof that black celebrities, black Hollywood, they get treated like dirt and dogs. All right, and they're the sex toys and the fun bags. They are considered to be the filthiest ones in the game, y'all. That's why they the scapegoats. Because he went down even though he was accused of the same exact thing Harvey did. The difference in Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly, they say Harvey Weinstein touch on you in public and don't care who see it or who watching. They didn't say, we ain't hearing about R. Kelly doing that. They say Harvey Weinstein the type just whip out on you. And you better do something too, or your career over with. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. All right? Grope on your ass, and you better not say nothing. Now, Terry Crews said something about him, but that's it. So I'm going to tell you again. According to what I've been paying attention to, Diddy did it to the black men of Hollywood. That's what Terrence Howard told us. I put it all together. With Terrence Howard accused Diddy of doing, you have so many stories of him assaulting men. And the secret is Harvey did it to all the black women. 20 women in the Me Too movement, no black woman at all. Even though he's responsible for everybody's black career in Hollywood, period. One way or another. All right? Diddy and him in the same prison. Why? Why they in the same goddamn Fed prison at the same time? Because they are being used to collapse the game. They're the two pillars. They stop the money. That's why I get to prove it to y'all through Empire. Harvey, Lee Daniels, Oprah was behind Empire, just like Diddy was behind Empire. And Diddy did not want his sons in Empire for some reason. Maybe he didn't want his sons playing the role Jussie Smollett did. But that's what happened. They were all behind these agendas, y'all. So you got to ask, why was they behind Empire? Why was they behind that? You getting that? Because it was part of the agenda. That's what it was about. That's why y'all are now the face of it. That's the Diddy trial. The Diddy trial is the closeout to the whole black Hollywood extravaganza. All right? It started way back. That's why you see pictures of him with Diddy, pictures of Oprah. This is when it started. This is when you were black, and if you were able to be accepted by them and liked, and they respected you, you had clout and power for real because you were a person of influence and respect within that community. This is when they knew to stay in their place. This is when they knew they just happy to be there. This is when everybody was together. But after this political shit happened, they chose sides. Back then, they was not political. They knew to shut the... Huh? This also the time of real superstars. This era became artificial celebrities. Here's one right here. Artificial celebrities manufactured through this artificial stage called Breakfast Club. They pump them out. I always knew everybody go through this platform is controlled by them. That's how it works. You go through that platform, that's who controls you. It's a pipeline when I say this shit. They control the same people, y'all. Oprah control her. Oprah control him. Oprah control him. Tylerperry. And you know Oprah only deal with effeminate men. So you're going to see, it wasn't that Charlemagne just started getting stuff done in his face. You're going to see he started changing his face when he got up under Oprah. See the date? 2018. All right, so now you see Charlemagne on the radio talking every day. You look at all these platforms they have, and you're going to see they didn't get nobody elected. Not only they didn't get nobody elected, now we at a point where they went and shut up. That's why now their career is over with. Because the next 3 years, they're not going to be around. So let's move on. This is the woman right here suing Shannon Sharpe. Now, allegedly, she's from Chicago, but she was at the Usher concert in London. But she's the one suing Shannon and Ocho for $20 million, y'all. She's the one. Tillman alleges that she initially asked for the clip to be taken down and to be issued a public apology paired with a retraction. She wanted a retraction. She wanted Shannon to take the video down. The other thing, no. First, she said her requests were ignored. So she asked Shannon and Ocho, take the video down off their channel. You know, they got a lot of people. They allegedly resisted. So you also got to understand this too. If that video was monetized and they didn't take it down, that off the rip, she got to say so in that. She's going to get something out the deal. Now, I don't know if it's going to be all that money, but if it wasn't about the money, she would get money off that alone because they made a lot of money and she told them to take it down. They ain't listen. So look, the other thing about it is people like smaller level platforms were citing him as the journalistic news source where it came from. She said emphasizing the spread of information far beyond what she felt that she could control. So long story short, she's saying that Shannon Sharpe ran with the story of her on stage with Usher. Usher had some cherries, and allegedly, she's the woman who Usher put him in her mouth. But I think Shannon ran with a narrative of her cheating. I don't know what they did, but it allegedly messed up her relationship. But when you big like Shannon and you're using somebody like that for content, that's different because it's not like she was a celebrity. So you're taking it. You get it? You could be. They took something and blew it up more, which could have affected her personal life, which she could sue over that. If what they said was false and it damaged her career. Get it? So she's suing for that. Now let me go to something else. Somebody else getting sued. Death Row Records investor says Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg are making an album. Now, I'm showing you this because y'all know Snoop Dogg brought back Death Row Records, right? That's Harry O in the picture with the bald head. That's the guy that put up the money for Death Row. The real secret behind Death Row I can see now is Death Row was started by rich, dirty money. And that's why Harry O wasn't going to get no credit or get nothing back out the deal. Basically, he gave Suge a duffel bag of dirty money. But it's being said that he invested $1.5 million in 89. Because Harry O was a big-time hustler. But that money Harry O put up was really investing in Dr. Dre. Don't forget that part. Then you're going to see recently, Snoop Dogg brought Death Row back. Or he could just be the face of it to control it. Now it's being said that Harry O's wife is suing. Snoop Dogg's acquisition of Death Row Record has been met with embattlement since he took over in 2022. And now the rapper is facing yet another lawsuit. Boom. Now Harrio's wife is suing Snoop Dogg, even though you see them in his picture together. This from 2022. This rapper Snoop Dogg bought it. But since now Snoop Dogg bought it, he getting sued. He getting sued by Harrio's wife. One of the founders, because they allegedly founded this shit. And Harrio got sent to jail. He got pardoned by the president. Harrio got pardoned by the president. That's why he's home. All right, that's just what it is. So he been trying to get his label back. And now, let me show you the bad luck of Snoop Dogg. He inherited Death Row. He bought it, but now he also inherited this lawsuit. So Snoop Dogg got problems on his hands, y'all. As for how Harrio factors into all of this, he reportedly invested $1.5 million in Death Row back in 1989 to help the label get off the ground in exchange for a 50% stake in the company. He invested $1.5 in 89 into Dr. Dre, and he wanted to be 50% owner. So you clearly can see they was not going to let that happen, because this is when all this shit started, y'all. I'm telling you what happened. I put it all together. This ties into Jay Prince and all of them. The record industry understood that back in the day, due to the drug game, crack money, street money, we know back then the drug dealers and the rich people had more money than celebrities. When you hear all the stories of the drug dealers, when you hear all the stories of Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, and y'all forget sex, drug, rock and roll, New York, Hollywood, they always had to go to the drug dealer because the drug dealers had all the work. Then you're going to see as time went on, Diddy took the spot of the drug dealer image. The rappers started looking like drug dealers, talking about drugs. The drug dealers always control the goddamn celebrities. I'm saying it for a reason. Back in the day, they got hip that the drug dealers were cleaning their money through rap. They knew that. When you go back into the history of all those first groups, like Two Live Crew and all them, a lot of groups, and they got hip. So in the early 90s, this where Diddy come in at, where they started creating fake CEOs, meaning record labels were creating their own CEOs. That's what I told you yesterday about Jay-Z and Diddy. They were created CEOs. The guy that created Death Row Records, Harrio, Jay Prince, they were real CEOs that came up from the grind and put their money into this shit. So the industry, they've been noticing that. No, these guys are getting out the drug game and they're becoming legit, washing their money through rap music. This is also why they started to put rap agents. Your job is to also watch the streets, and you're going to see that the rapper's job is to get cool with every big-time drug dealer. And then somehow the big-time drug dealer going to jail. Told you that. Before, it was backwards. The big drug dealer controlled the rapper. When the rapper got in trouble, the big drug dealer had to help him out, save his ass. Then it flipped. They made it where the rapper has more power than the street person or the drug dealer. This is when they started this net worth shit, this fake net worth. In order for you to believe Diddy's more powerful than you, we're going to tell you he has a net worth. Before, y'all looked up to y'all role models in the street that you saw for a fact winning. But then they tricked you to look at characters created winning. And then in your neighborhood, it was nobody winning. You only saw people winning online now. That's it. Because I tell you, your reality became online. If you came outside and I asked you to take a picture of 5 people you know successful right now, I'll give you a week to do it. You probably couldn't do it. Because everybody you know successful allegedly is on the internet. It's not in real life. All right? That's one of my examples. I'm saying it for a reason. Because all of them were in on this shenanigan shit of a big, fake, beautiful world. Now it's all over because everybody got rich and he's the only one talking about his account frozen like Wendy Williams. But the fact is, before this shit started, this Negro was sweating with a dirty white t-shirt on in a bookstore in Philadelphia. But once he got his platform, he became a celebrity conscious superstar. And you will see This when everybody went to sleep, listening to idiots. When they understood most people on social service, the system they control. Let's look at it one more time, the system they control. If they told us it's 42 million people plus on welfare, that's how many people they controlled. Plus that, times that by 3. Period. It's a system, y'all. America runs all systems. See that? Look, right here. What is the difference between a reactionary and a liberal? Advocate for progress, social change, and individual rights. The past decade, everybody was taught to focus on what? Social change and individual rights. That part that says advocate for progress, nope. Tylerperry don't promote progress. They all promote going backwards. Now, what they did promote was what? Social change and individual rights, meaning me, I. What benefit me, you on your own. Why they promoted you on your own? Because they didn't promote progress for all. That's why. They didn't promote progress for all. Even to the celebrities, they didn't make sure, hey, we got our own brother and sisterhood. We're going to at least make it where everybody is good. See that? This one I also understood that all their fraternities and sororities are now in the trash too. Yes, I also got proof that they had rebooted and restarted all organizations as well too. Yep. We have the proof that these organizational people didn't even look out for each other, y'all. So that's when I tell you that pyramid is being crushed, it's because they didn't build nothing successful. They just didn't. They took all their tools and just beat each other in the head with it. I'm saying that for a reason, because they were just players at social engineering dysfunction. Jason Lee is the one that's behind Christian Rock and Blueface. It was a chain of command. All these weirdos y'all were watching on here. But it became part of your mind now. Reason I say that, because now the world based on smarts. If you're not smart, you don't got a good background, you have no education, no work education, no experience, hands-on, no nothing, no talent, you're not good with learning fast, putting things together with your hands, I don't give a what you're talking about. If you can't do certain things, you're going to be just like Oprah, falling on your face. That's it. Because she only could do certain things. Even though she was talking about balance, she has no balance. If you limit it now, you're finished. Diversity means you have to have many options, many talents. You have to, not like you were told know a lot of people. No, you're supposed to know a lot of the right people. You're not supposed to just have a lot of friends like you were raised. You're supposed to have a lot of good friends. That's the world we're in now. And if you don't have certain things of the above, you will suffer. You're gonna go through a real hard one, y'all. That's how it's set up now. So now it is still networking, but the smart people know the networking levels have stepped up because the country is divided. But it's also coming back together. No, let me correct myself. The country was divided. Now it's back together. Let me correct myself. It was divided. Now let's look at the leaders of divide and conquer. It was all of them. These were the people that divided the country, y'all. Now if we want to prove it, before social media, before this shit called Facebook was created by their friend Mark, and all of them was behind this shit, was a country like this, y'all, to that level? People in America always talk shit, but it was just basic shit. It was called what? Barbershop talk. Or if it was certain racial conversations, if it was rednecks or Klan members, Nazi members, they did that shit in the woods somewhere amongst themselves, trying out whatever they did. Everybody kept it to themselves. And that's how America always been. Always. Always been many cultures, always been many beliefs, always been different, always. But this one fucking device turned that shit into a weapon. That weapon tore the country in half. That weapon somehow turned every community and neighborhood into a ghost town. That's what the fuck happened. All right? So, being that things are back together again, that's why you see everything old dying out. When I said everything you love going to disappear, everything you was raised on, all the people you look up to, somehow they're going to go up in flames because it's time up now. All right? It's time up. It's called reset. So I appreciate all y'all putting up. Just know that it's not going to be dragged out. Nobody other than Diddy's going to be good. Now, Denzel Washington and A$AP Rocky are in a movie, but it's a Spike Lee joint, which means Denzel is back to where he started from. He started from Spike Lee. Then you're going to see he got so big, he didn't want to work with Spike Lee no more. But now, Denzel don't have no choice because his home, Hollywood, is finished. And he's another one. Due to his political affiliations, Denzel is finished. All right? So I'm letting you know, y'all, the fire still continued. One thing you're going to see, that woman right there is out the way. Moneybag Joe's out the way. And I think they all washed their hands. I think they said, fuck them all. I'm not playing with you. I think they also said, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. Meanwhile, everybody else out to dry. Goodbye, Jay-Z. Yep. I think Oprah used him up like a hoe. She done with him. When I said Oprah the real witch, Oprah used up Jay-Z. Huh? Did she not? Oprah used up Jay-Z. Oprah used up Tylerperry. Oprah used up Lee Daniels. She used up Terrence Howard. No, Oprah a pimp man, because her name is what? Harpo. All right? And Harpo will beat your ass. But Harpo get you the check. Harpo also make you a star. But no, Harpo control the show, man. You got to prove what Harpo do, y'all. Nah, Harpo for real. Miss Sophia really put hands on men, knocked their ass out. All right? That's why you're going to see. So for those who didn't know, y'all, you got it today. Oprah and Diddy was behind Empire the whole time. Because the chain of command, you got to clear to this day who ran the world. Black Hollywood, right? Harvey Weinstein was the god. Oprah was one of his angels. She goes up to him, and then she flies back down to you. Her headquarters was Chicago. This is how they did it. Any agenda, they got to be pushed. Any script got to be written. Any money, any new star got to be created. This was the chain of command. But we also know that what? Oprah been getting so much smoke that she had to come out and say, I only went to like one Diddy party, we left. I told you they should shut up because every party wasn't a Diddy party, but Oprah, you was at more than once. See that? Oprah black outfit, Oprah no black outfit. And these are not freak off events. When I tell you that all these celebrities and rappers, they use that bullshit. Oh, we went to one party and left. Stop it. All right? Y'all family. Some of these were family gatherings. All right? No, Oprah was hanging out, but what you really looking at, y'all, this is when they was on top of the world. This is when everybody wanted to be black. And then I told you and showed you to this day, since Diddy and R. Kelly and all this shit, they don't want to be black no more, y'all. But y'all can see how even Pharrell, just look how everybody from that era got rich, went to a whole nother level, and it was no turning back. But we can't say nothing ain't changed no more. Things did change a whole lot. It changed on a lot of levels, but it didn't change for the better. Now, the main change people got is what they wanted. They were able to get their sex changes. Yes. And maybe that's about the main thing that changed. But other than that, a lot of stuff didn't really change. What didn't change? The progress, how people take care of themselves. What else changed? Well, since these changes, it's been a lot of sex trafficking, drug overdoses, a lot of kids going missing. Been a lot of stuff going on. The only difference is we didn't see no communities get better. We have no proof of employment rates that went up. We had no proof of education going up. People got smarter on no level. Some of us come from an era of getting skipped. We come from an era of extra special classes. You fail, make up for it in the summertime. We come from an era of smarts is a must. But since everybody got changed, smarts was not a must no more. So the main thing people better get is these people were the leaders of everything you see to this day. Their job was to socially engineer, and engineer mean create and make the exact type of human we want. Now you got that. They are so far off from consciousness, it's ridiculous. They are so far off from being Americans, it's ridiculous. They are so far off from being everything they once was. That's your proof they all got changed. But I call it they got what? Flipped. So on that note, we're going to get away from all of this. Tomorrow's a new day. But I had to get you out of conclusion that all of this shit was fake and a lot of it was personal. But now, a lot of it is payback. Whether it's spiritual, physical, whatever you want to call it. Also what? National crime statistics are down in the country. Violent crime, including the taking of lives, have seen significant declines in the past 2 years. Property crime is also down, reaching its lowest record rate since what? 1961. The only crime that's up is shoplifting, stealing. Because Americans are broke. They're doing bad. Not just that, the ones that lived a certain lifestyle. If you sold drugs, you can't sell drugs no more. If you live by a gun, you can't live by that no more. You got to feed your kids. Shoplifting. That's what? Clothes, food. But it's going to do what? Still make them go to jail and be felons. So when I say, damn, everybody going to be a felon, everybody going to be gone, when 2/3 of the population be gone, a percentage of that is going to be prison. Yup. And by the time they come home, they're not going to know what hit them. By 2030, a lot of people just going to be out of here mentally, gone. All right? So on that note, y'all, you got it clear? All this shit was a web. Oprah controls Jay-Z. Jay-Z controls Charlemagne. Charlemagne controls Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson controls the people. And this chain of command goes so many ways. Hey, your mom, your grandma watches The View. They go, Whoopi right there. Whoopi gonna get her. See that? And 24 hours around the clock. This is what they do. They work. They was working, shaping and molding minds. And then they all started to shape minds to hate one man. But you had no proof on why to hate that man. Meaning, a lot of y'all didn't know the history of it. They all was together. And there was no such thing as talking that hate stuff back then. The question is, do you think back then she would have been happy if certain things happened back then? We're going to leave it at that. This before Jay-Z existed. This before any celebrity you can say out your mouth damn near existed. That we were, you get it? No such thing as Diddy then. No such thing as none of that shit. No such thing as what? Black Hollywood then. No such thing as BET. So when I tell you all that shit was created, it was created and it was taken to another level when somebody got in office. When somebody got in office, it became a party. It became a campaign. It became a posse, a crew. It became a trend. It became a lifestyle. But now that lifestyle is over, y'all. So I can't make it no clearer than that. So all you're going to watch today is the rest of these leaders fall. All right. The number one head on the chopping block is you know who. That's it. Number one head on that chopping block, y'all. Number one head. It's going to roll too. So back to this dysfunctional shit. We ain't talking about that no more. The question is, all you should be asking Tiffany Haddish is, who the hell kid is that and where the hell y'all get her from? That's all we want to know. Other than that, this is weirdo shit. And it's no coincidence she was in a Geppetto scandal with Ari Spears. Nah, they're fucking weirdos. Tiffany Haddish broke ass walking around with $10 finger waves. Stop it. On that note, y'all enjoy y'all day. We out. One. Yeah. Oprah looked like she was swagging and surfing. I swag, I serve, I swag and I serve, I swag and I serve. That's what she doing, y'all. She swagging and surfing. Listen told me swag. That's her right there. She doing that shit, y'all, and bust her ass.